Hello everyone. Previously we had discussed about the interface segregation principle ISP, right? So today we'll be discussing about the dependency inversion principle. So this video will be the final video in this playlist. Basically next we will be discussing on the design patterns for now. So this will be in this playlist. This would be the last topic we'll be discussing on basically. So uh, the topic that we'll be discussing on today is the final principle in the final topic in the solid principles, nothing but the SOLID. The last one is D, right? So the dependency inversion principle, or DIP. So what does dependency inversion principle states? Mainly, high level modules should not depend on low level modules. Again, I'm telling this is very simple to understand basically. Let's try to understand this one with a very simple example. Before that, I'll just be explaining in 1 or 2 lines. So just keep that in mind. So high level modules should not depend on the low level modules. Both should depend on the abstractions basically. So again, I'm telling high level modules should not depend on the low level modules. Both should depend on the abstractions, right? So initially what I'll do, I'll just go with the abstraction for sending messages. So I'll just consider the class message sender. This is going to be very simple example. I'm considering the abstraction for sending messages, whereas I'm considering the message sender class here. Let me consider send message method with the parameters receiver and message. So within this, let me give here throw new error something within the text. I can give anything, but relevant to this example, I'll just give here method not implemented. This is fine. I'll just come out of this class entirely. I'll just make use of one more class for sending the email, nothing but the email sender, right? I'll just give here class email sender, which extends message sender. So within this one, what I'll do, I'll just make use of send message method. Again, I'll just give here receiver. This one, let me pass the parameter message as well. Let me quickly log here something. What shall I log? Let me give here sending email to this one receiver. Finally, within the flower brackets, I'll just pass the message here. This is fine. I'll just quickly come out of this class entirely. So this one, first one is the abstraction class for sending messages, and second one is we are considering the email sender class. So next, let's go with one more class that is nothing but SMS sender. So I just give here class SMS sender. This one extends message sender. So this one will be send message. I'll just make use of the same thing. I'll just make use of the send message this one method. I'll just pass the same parameters. Let me copy this one. Let me paste it over here. So this has to be message. This one is fine. So within this one, I'll just consider, I'll just log something. I'll just give here sending SMS to this one has to be a receiver, right? So I'll just give here, let me pass the receiver here within the flower packet. So again, along with the message. So here, let me quickly pass the message as well. So I'll just quickly give here message. So this is fine. I'll just come out of this class entirely. So after the SMS sender class, let's go with the high level module now. So while I say high level module, I'll just go with the initially let me go with the notification class, right? So I'll just give here class notification here. This one, inside this one, let me make use of the constructor. So I'll just write for the reference here. This one is basically high level module, right? Within the constructor, what I'll do, I'll just pass this one parameter sender, and let me initialize this one to sender. Nothing but we are injecting the dependency right here. So after this, let me come out of this constructor very quickly. Let me make use of the method notify. Notify of one is receiver, and I'll just take one more parameter, nothing but message as usual. So here let me give start sender. I'm making use of sender here, right? Sender, send message. Of the parameters, I'll be going with the receiver and message. This is fine. Let me come out of this class entirely. So let's see the usage now, the last part. So I'll just go with email notifications, or email notification is fine. New. We have considered notification, right? So yeah, notification of new. We have made use of the email sender class here. So I'll just go with the email sender here. So this is fine. Next, what I'll do, I'll just go with one more, this one, SMS notification, one more variable name, that is nothing but notification here. SMS notification, this one, new notification, new SMS sender. This one made use of SMS sender, right? This one. This is fine. Finally, what I'll do, email notification, notify here, this one. I have to give some email and name right here. So I'll just give here Bharadwaj test mail as email, and we have to pass the name as well. I'll just give here hello Bharadwaj. So this is fine. Next, the final thing, let's go with the SMS notification as well. SMS notification, let's go with the notify. And we have made use of the notify here, right? So this is fine. This one, notify method, we are making use of here. We are calling the notify method here. So within this one, let's pass some number here. I'll just give here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, something, anything. This is fine. We are passing some dummy number here with some string saying hello. So while I run the code, the output that we need to get here is the first one, sending email to this one I'm speaking of. Sending email to this one, bharadwaj@testmail.com. Hello Bharadwaj. That's what we need to get. The second output here, this one, whatever I have given here, this one we need to get sending SMS to plus whatever the number I have given saying hello, right? So let's see whether this works or not. Let's try to run the code. Yeah, we are getting the output sending email to Bharadwaj something testmail.com. Hello Bharadwaj, along with sending SMS to this number, the hello. This works. The code works absolutely correct, right? So I'll just quickly explain whatever I have written here, basically the code part. So I'll just come here, the message sender class, whatever I have given here, the first one, the message sender, this is basically abstraction class, right? So the message sender abstraction defines a generic send message method here, this one. We are making use of the send message method inside the message sender abstraction class. So the second one, email sender, the second point is here we are making use of two more classes, nothing but the email sender and the SMS sender. You can clearly see here, right? I'm just making use of the email sender class and the SMS sender class. This one basically it implements the abstraction. As we know here, SMS sender and the email sender, these two implement the abstraction. Finally, the notification, whatever the notification I have written here, this one, this class, the notification class depends on the abstraction, nothing but the message sender. where is this one? This one. The notification class mainly depends on the abstraction, nothing but the message sender. This one, and not specific implementation. Basically adhering to the uh, hmm, dependency. This one, inversion principle, right? So I hope this concept is completely clear. So again, I'm telling this one. Let me explain this very quickly. The class message sender, whatever here, this one I have made use of. This is an abstraction class which defines a generic send message method. Here we can clearly see send message method, right? So again, we are making use of two more classes, nothing but email sender and the SMS sender. Here we can clearly see here, right? One is email sender class we are making use of, and SMS sender class we are making use of, which implements the abstraction basically. So I hope this is clear till here. I hope this is clear. Next part is the notification class here, whatever high level module, this one, whatever I have given here, the notification class here. So before this, I had explained something. What the dependency inversion principle basically states. So it states that high level modules should not depend on low level modules. So both should depend on the abstractions, right? So again, I'm telling high level module should not depend on the low level modules, but both should depend on the abstractions. So that's what I had explained while explaining the dependency inversion principle here, right? So here we can clearly see the notification class depends on the abstraction message sender. This one, high level class notification, this one depends on the abstraction message sender, right? So this is not specific implementations. We can see here, this is not specific implementations. Basically this adheres to the dependency inversion principle. I hope the concept of dependency injection principle is, sorry, dependency inversion principle is completely clear. So this is it. This is the last video basically of this playlist. As I have said, we have completely discussed about the OOPS principles. Basically, we went with encapsulation, inheritance and polymorphism, finally the abstraction, and after that we discussed about the solid principles. So yeah, we discussed about the solid principles one by one, right? So basically, initially I had said solid is a set of principles to design scalable and maintainable object-oriented systems, right? So we went with five principles mainly. We discussed on the five principles one by one, nothing but the single responsibility principle, yes in solid, open or close principle, O, then a Liskov substitution principle, nothing but L. Finally, the last two were this one, interface segregation principle, the last one, and the final one, just now we discussed, nothing but the dependency inversion principle. So I hope the concept, these concepts are completely clear, nothing but the solid principles and the object oriented programming in JavaScript. So we discussed this one by making use of the programming language JavaScript, right? So I hope these concepts, OOPS concepts as well as the solid principles are completely clear. So next we'll be going with the new playlist. So we'll be discussing on the this thing, design patterns. 10 most important design patterns along with the examples. We'll be discussing on the same. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.